In this segment, I'm going to show you how to blend from one color to the other. There's a couple of different ways you can do this to highlight different parts of the pieces. For instance, if you're doing a vase, you can go from one shade of, let's say, light blue to the top of the vase being dark blue. Today I'm going to do a tile, and on the tile I'm going to create a little wave effect where I'm going to highlight 3 different colors, and I'm going to blend all 3 colors together. Let's get started and I'll show you what I mean. First off, I'm going to have a light green in the middle, and that's going to be my sort of highlight color, I guess you'd call it. And then I'm going to use 2 other colors to blend around it. So I'm just going to do really free form. I'm just going to do a fine little wave. And I'm going over what I've done a couple of times. Generally, when you're working with pottery glazes, you do want to let your paint dry each time in between each coat. But today, for time's sake, I'm just going to keep going and blend. One other thing you want to remember when you're blending is you want to work with wet paint. You actually don't want your paint to be too dry, otherwise you lose that movement of the paint. So what I've got now is I've just got a nice little green sort of wave in the middle. And now I'm going to start to add my 2 other colors. So all I'm going to do to help blend my green to my other color is I'm going to double dip my brush. So I'm going to dip, and I'm using a square brush, which is really important to help blend the 2 colors together. So I'm dipping half of my paintbrush into the green and half of my paintbrush into a purple. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my paintbrush and put it in the middle of the line that I just did and start to blend the purple and the green together. Now keep in mind, when you're actually doing your brush strokes, if your paintbrush starts to pull at all, make sure you go and grab more paint. You really want your paintbrush to be able to glide all the way down your piece. That way you're actually helping the colors blend together. And keep going back and forth and really work the paint into a blend that you'd like. So once I've reached, and I definitely want this white parts to be purple, so I'm just going to go back, fill in more purple, and then continue with the double dip and blend those 2 colors. So you can already see how it starts to blend quite quickly. And to create a more opaque finish, what you'd want to do is keep going on top with 3 good coats and keep doing the double dipping. So I'm just washing my brush, and I'm going to dip it half in green and half in turquoise this time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly what I was doing the last time, with putting my paintbrush right in the middle of my green wave and just going back and forth, and really make sure you work the paint, and you can see how it really nicely blends those 2 colors together. Then I'm just going to take it, my other turquoise, and fill in my other area, and then go back and grab some green and clean off my brush a little bit. And then you just have sort of a neat, sort of wavy, blended look. So there's one thing you can do with blending your colors.